Everybody, welcome to our week number 15 Twitch live stream. I can't believe we're in week number 15 and we're so close to the end of our semester. Thank you for those of you who are here. If someone could let me know that you can hear and see me all right, that would be amazing. I'm at home today, so hopefully the connection is a little bit better than last week. If someone could let me know, that would be helpful. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, perfect. So I have a lot that I want to talk about today, so I want to go ahead and jump right in. And there were a lot of questions about some of the content from last week. So let's go ahead and head over to Canvas together. And we are way down here, right? So right now we're in week number 15, but I want to go back just for a moment and talk about week number 14, because there were definitely some questions, especially around the homework. So I would say, so there's about 50 of you in the class, and I would say about 40 of you absolutely nailed it, right? Like you got everything correct. You did a beautiful job. I would say there was about 5 or 6 people who turned something in that was just like kind of their notes on the assignment. And then there were a few people, a couple of like little common issues that I saw. But a lot of you, like more than half of you, absolutely nailed the homework assignment and did a beautiful job taking this unformatted paper and formatting it. So you were supposed to take this paper that's right here, which is absolutely has no formatting to it whatsoever. And the first thing that you would have done is create a title page using this information right here, right? So that would be your title and the information on that page. And then you'd have a separate page that's an abstract, and then starting with the paper. And a couple people, like I said, just kind of made notes directly on this document rather than reformatting it. But some of the most common issues that I saw was first with the title page. The title should have been in bold. A couple of people missed that. It was really, really minor. The one that was missed the most is the abstract. I know it feels like a waste, but the abstract should be its own separate page. And a lot of people did the abstract and then just jumped right into the paper after that. So if you did that, you lost a couple of points. That was by far the biggest issue that I saw, was that it would be the abstract and then the introduction on the same page when they should be separate. There also should have been a repeat of the title on the introduction page. As far as the actual citations go, most of you did a beautiful job kind of fixing these like few little errors that were in here. Really, really nicely done. Again, like I said, about 40 out of 50 of you just absolutely nailed it. And then there was a little bit of confusion for the others. So hopefully you're feeling good about that. Rather than have you write something, this was seeing if you could take something that was there, manipulate and change it, edit it to make it APA style. So are there any other questions at all about the homework? Anything I can answer about the homework before I move on to the discussion for last week? Again, the whole thing should have been double spaced, and then a title page, an abstract page, and then the paper jumping in. Really, overall, really, really nicely done. As I mentioned, a lot of you just did an absolutely beautiful job. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, that was the last of the 25-point homework assignments. There was also a little bit of confusion on discussion 14. So most of you did a great job, taking these little exercises. I think it's kind of fun to practice them. And then where I saw people lose points the most was not alphabetizing the sources. So there were 3 different sources that were provided, and you needed to not only put them in APA formatting, but also organize them alphabetically. So it should have been, this one was first, right? And then you had Diamond, and then you had Fisher. So that was the one big thing that I saw, or people forgetting the page number up at the top. But most of you, again, did a beautiful job, and we are so close now to the end of the semester. If we look at where we are in week number 15. And hopefully you noticed on Monday, I did open up the last 2 weeks of the class. And I did this on purpose. Oftentimes as we get to the end of the semester, I know there's a lot that's due. We're all balancing and juggling a lot of things. So I wanted to give you the opportunity, if you would like, at this point to kind of work ahead and finish up some of those things, or at least have that flexibility. I will still be going week by week with our live streams. So this week we're going to focus on week 15, and next week we'll do week 16. But for now, if you wanted to start working ahead on next week, week or take the final exam or look at that experimental proposal project, it is all open for you, and our class officially ends Sunday, May 12th. So we still have a couple of weeks left to go, but I did want to point that out. The topic for this week is chapter 14. So make sure that you read chapter 14 in the textbook. And then, of course, as always, you'll want to go through the lecture, those 3 pages. So the summary, we're looking at replication, meta-analysis, kind of some of those topics, like, a few kind of side note things related to generalization and the real world. I have a little bit here on the Beyond the Book page, kind of an article talking about the replication crisis. So make sure you read through that, as it's something that I might ask you about. And then on the last page, as always, you have all of the key terms that you need to know for the exam. So make sure you read through everything in there. Don't forget to also watch my lecture video with the PowerPoint slides. As always, me lecturing and kind of going through some of those topics for you. Might consider taking notes. They'll definitely be on the exam. And then, as always, it keeps booting me back to the top here. As always, you do have your discussion, your extra credit, and then the recording of the live stream I will post a little later. So let's take a look at the discussion for this week, discussion number 15. And as always, you have my instructions up here at the top, followed by a little short video. So for this discussion, I almost have a cat. The one upside of being at home, right? Noodle, do you remember when he was so small? He's getting so big and unfriendly. He's in his like moody teenage years at the moment, right? He's always around, but he doesn't want me to hold him. He's like, give me my space, like a little teenager. So anyway, for this one, you'll be applying the knowledge from chapter 14 on replication, generalization in the real world. So you're going to read this little, very, very short scenario and then answer 2 questions about it. So a study with a sample of 28 participants per condition showed that people reported being less satisfied with their lives when asked on a rainy day compared to a sunny day. Later, a replication study using polling data from 1 million people found almost no effect of weather on mood. So 2 questions to answer. Number 1, discuss in detail 3 different reasons why the study might have failed to be successfully replicated. And I gave you a little hint here. There's a table in your book, table 14.1, that might be really, really helpful for you in answering that. So I would definitely reference that. But 3 different reasons, make sure you describe and explain what those reasons are and how they connect to the study. And then describe 2 potential improvements to scientific research practice that might help with replication issues, both in this example and in psychological research in general. And then make sure you discuss how these improvements would potentially relate to this little scenario in the discussion. So just those 2 questions, but make sure you are elaborating in your responses, showing off your knowledge of the information and showing me that you understand and can apply it. As always, you'll hit reply, and then don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those 2 points of credit. So just again, that is the discussion for this week. And then in a minute, I'll give you that Twitch extra credit question. I have a few reminders for you, and then if you do have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. The first reminder that I have is I know we only have a couple of weeks left, but if you could just continue to make sure that you still are subscribed on Twitch, especially if you're watching this later and want to get those extra credit points. A lot of you joining me, I see the little football cake next to your name, but if you notice you have lost the football cake next to your name, maybe try and go back and renew that subscription one last time, so that I don't have to go and match everything. I really appreciate those of you who did this all semester. Thank you, thank you. Saved me a lot of time. The other reminder is that next week on Wednesday, we normally have our live streams on Wednesday. Wednesday is my twins' birthday. My 2 little babies will be 10 next week, which is just so crazy and hard to believe. So I might end up changing the live stream on Wednesday next week to a different day. Maybe Thursday or Friday. I will keep you posted and let you know, or worst case, I'll make a recording, but I might be getting sick on Wednesday, like the kind of sickness that only going somewhere like Disneyland or Universal Studios would cure, I feel it coming on. So there's a really good chance that I'll have to move that. You have 12-year-old triplets. You win. Twins is a lot, and 12-year-old triplets. Wow. Congratulations. That's wild. I have twins that are almost 10, and then a little bit older. My oldest is 12 very soon as well. So, yes, I plan to potentially be sick that day. So I will keep you posted on that and let you know. But most likely I'll be moving that live stream next week as well. All right. Yeah. I mean, pets are a lot of work too. Like I'm getting like my cat is literally biting me under the table as I'm talking to you. So yes, I completely understand. Right. It's hard enough having anyone that you're caring for, let alone triplets or twins. So anyway, that's a reminder. Next week, I will likely schedule that on a different day. And then remember that everything is open if you want to work ahead, but I am still going to be kind of be going week by week just to keep us on track. And then let me give you the extra credit question. I did write this out to save myself, so let me put it in the chat. So this is the week number 15 Twitch extra credit question. And this is something that was covered in the lecture, and I did link an article to this, so just to kind of help you remember. What is the replication crisis and describe? So you could define and describe it. What is the replication crisis? Something covered in the lecture for this week. And if you would like to answer that, you can go to optional Twitch extra credit number 15 and click on that. And then up at the top, click on start assignment. And then in that text box, you can type your response. And when you're ready, hit submit to get your confetti burst and panda bears. Of course, right? Why not? So again, the question is, what is the replication crisis and describe? And if you're watching this later, remember that you can still get those extra credit points as long as you are subscribed. So that's something to keep in mind. And I will send out a message probably at the beginning of next week, or as soon as I figure out what's happening next week, I'll let you know. And worst case, as I said, I'll just make a video if I can't find another day and time to do a live stream. So I think that is it for this week. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll hang out for a little bit if you do have any questions for me. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. I cannot believe that we are almost to May here. It's hard to believe. So just a couple more weeks and we're done. So hang in there. Hope you're all doing well. And I'm going to minimize this so I'm not staring at myself. But thank you all for joining me. And I will hope to see you one day next week. Thank you all as well. Thank you as well. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate that so many of you do come to these. I don't mind continuing to do them because you all show up. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you as well, Patricia. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I am still here if any of you have any questions at all. I just minimized the video. right, everyone, it looks like all of you have kind of logged out, so I'm going to close this up. But if you do think of any other questions, feel free to email me. And again, have a wonderful, wonderful week.